Welcome, my friends, to MyECO. This lesson is about action verbs and non-action verbs. Let's start the lesson. In everyday English, we can say, "Ooh, I'm liking your dress," or "Ooh, I'm loving your car." But in grammatically correct English, that is not good. We have to say, "I like your dress," and "I love your car." We can also not say, "I'm knowing it." We have to say, "I know it," because know is a state verb. An action verb is a movement, usually. For example, running and riding. That's what we're going to talk about now. Here we have some action verbs, such as go and walk. They are movements. We use our muscles while we're doing action verbs. When I talk, I use some muscles. Sleeping is also an action. Read, write, listen, watch, take, and bring. So with action verbs, we can say going, I am going, I am walking, I am talking, I am sleeping, etc. But with non-action verbs or state verbs, we cannot say I'm wanting it. That's not possible. You have to say I want it. And seeing. No, we can only say I see it. I need. I smell. I like. I taste. I love. I understand. I hate. And I know. So here we cannot use I, N, G. Here are some action verbs. I am reading a book right now. It's a motion. You are moving your eyes when you're reading. But you cannot say, I'm needing some water now. You can only say, I need some water now. And we are walking, that's also a motion. You're using your muscles. We are walking on the street now. But we can't say, I'm loving my friends very much. No, we can only say, I love my friends very much. And she is talking. She is moving her mouth. She is using her muscles. She is talking on the phone right now. But you cannot say, she is understanding you. You can only say, she understands you. And I am listening. Well, maybe you're not using any muscles, but it is an activity. I'm listening to music at the moment. But you cannot say, I'm knowing this city very well. You can only say, I know this city very well. And here, in a question, what do you want? I want to find a job. Okay. And listen, do you hear a noise? Not, listen, are you hearing a noise? That's not possible. No, I don't hear anything. You can't say, no, I'm not hearing anything. I don't understand this problem. Even if it's now, we can't say, I'm not understanding this problem. We have to say, I don't understand this problem. Do you need help? We cannot say, are you needing help? We have to say, do you need help? And I think she's crazy. Do you know her? Okay. You cannot say, are you thinking she's crazy? And you cannot say, are you knowing her? We have to say, I think she's crazy. Do you know her? And in the answer, no, I'm not knowing her, is not possible. We have to say, no, I don't know her. Let's take a look at the virtual screen. For some verbs, we can use ing. For example, I am watching. But you cannot say, I'm knowing. Just like this. Listen to and hear. I am listening to music now. That's all right. That works. But I cannot say, I'm hearing a noise from outside. It is a state verb. So we have to say, I hear a noise from outside. Same with watch, look, and see. I'm watching TV now. I'm watching TV right now. That's possible. I'm watching. I'm looking at you. That also works. But we cannot say, I'm seeing. I'm seeing 3 students in the classroom is not possible. We have to say, I'm seeing. Think can be a state verb or an action verb. When we say, I think that you are smart, we cannot say, I'm thinking that you're smart. But if I say, I'm thinking about my family now, it's possible. Have. I have a nice car. That is, I have something. I have a marker. I cannot say, I'm having a marker. But I can say, I'm having breakfast now. I'm having breakfast means I'm eating breakfast. Or, I am having coffee. This lesson was about action verbs and non-action verbs. That's state verbs. Thank you so much for watching. You can now do the exercises. I'll see you next time.